The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the December 23rd, the terrific Tuesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day, and let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Now, the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I do want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But even more important than that, and that's this, during this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to send me an email, send it off to Steve at TFNN.com. Inside that subject heading, please put radio show question. Of course, if you're inside our Tiger's Den, and you should be, well, then any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on Terrific Tuesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Well, we are beginning our day here with a bit of a mix. You got the Dow up 67, S&P up 15, NASDAQ 100 up 49, Russell's up 15, transport's down 49, semis up 10, NASDAQ Composite up 58, New York Stock Exchange up 22. Gold is up 17 bucks, silver up $1.59, light sweet crude back 16 pennies, and natural gas is up 11 cents. We got Newmont Mining on my screen out here, just a leftover from yesterday. It completed that TD9 count top. It is starting to pull back. It would also form a Rhodes momentum indicator top if we had a bearish reversal candle today. What should unfold for those, and if you're in the GDX, you want to be watching Newmont Mining. We did learn yesterday it's number 2 holding, not the number 1. But in the case of Newmont Mining, what it should do, it should pull back to test its oscillator and change line. That would be the first test of support. Right now, printing out at about 183 cents out there. Likewise, look, if there's a close above yesterday's high, and yesterday's high is at 105.68, then Newmont Mining would negate that signal, and he'd be off to the races. The weekly chart, he's got no topping signal there. So right now, this is just a weekly event. Now, the monthly is going to complete, at the end of the month, they're going to complete a TD9 count top out there. So it's a time to be cautious. If price were to close below the daily oscillator and change line, then that's going to bring the weekly oscillator and change line into play, 96 and change, or the top of the daily profile, 94.19. Where else out here? The XLB, that's showing that we've got a top, a TD9 count pattern that is likely to form today. Let's go confirm that. Yeah, it definitely should form today. Looks like it'll close above the close of bar number 5. Price to trade above profile resistance. Now, what should unfold, now that top won't complete until tomorrow, so it could be a higher high tomorrow. And then what price should do is pull back and likely test the oscillator and change line right around the $45 area. The weekly chart is trading into its sell zone. That's between 45.33 and 46.43. Just a consolidation on the monthly time frame chart out there. You can see a TD9 count top on the 10-minute, and price pulled back and found support at its breakout level at 45.59. So I'd say two closes below 45.59 are going to suggest that we're headed lower out there. Any other signals that I see right here? No, not just yet. But what I'm going to do is we're going to move over and take a look at gold and silver before we start taking a look at equities out there. And the reason is because we're really kind of at an inflection point. So let's go take a look at gold and silver. Let's look at the daily. Where did I put that? I think I put it right here. We'll look at gold first. We're taking a look at the February contract for gold. You can see on the monthly time frame, we are in bar number 9. Remember, the high of a TD9 count can't take place in the bar following bar number 9. So we got a TD9 count top there. The weekly time frame on Friday, if price is able to close above the high of October 17th, that's 44.2690, we will negate a TD9 count top, and that would suggest that we rally further out there. A bearish reversal candle would confirm a Rhodes momentum indicator top, but short of that, really price should continue to rally. And then we've got the daily, and the daily right now is in bar number 9. It'll confirm a TD9 count top today. It'll complete that pattern tomorrow. Price here should pull back to test support. Now, the first level of support may be the TD9 count breakdown area at 44.27. Hasn't really proven itself to be old resistance, so it'd be very tough for me to say old resistance acted as new support. No, it never acted as resistance, but it still could act as support on the way down, or below that is the oscillator and change line at 44.07. Below that, then we'd be looking at a move to I'd have to say the 43.46 level, and then below that, then we'd be talking about a pretty steep move. So I don't think that's what we're looking at. But at this stage here, with regard to gold, daily TD9 count top confirms today, completes tomorrow. Weekly may negate its TD9 count top, and monthly is going to go ahead and confirm a TD9 count top at the end of the month. And that's what's going on with gold. Again, at an inflection point. Let's take a look at silver. Which one is stronger? Well, we may find out at day's end from a technicals perspective, because yesterday was a TD9 count top completion for the daily time frame for silver, and it closed above its high. And yesterday's high, by the way, is 69.525. If we close above that, we negate that signal. That says we have a strong upward momentum move. Now, the interesting thing here is the weekly chart is going to complete a TD9 count top on Friday. The monthly chart is going to complete a TD9 count top at month's end. Now, I'm just looking at the March contract here. On the monthly, my preference would be really to switch over to the continuous contract. But in looking at it, it looks to me like we'd still get that exact same result out here. So this is going to be interesting. If we negate the daily TD9 count top, we still got the weekly to contend with. And that's what's and so you can see on the daily time frame, you've got the Rhodes momentum indicator signal. So what that would be telling us, even if we negate the daily TD9 count top, it's still got that stretch pattern that is in place out there, and a bearish reversal candle would be what would confirm its top out there. Now, that's what's going on with regard to those metals. If we just simply go take a look at the GDX out here, this is really what's kind of interesting. You've got gold and silver, which we know, if I had my black background charts up on the screen, we could go do our correlations, and we'd see a very direct correlation in the price movement between gold and the GDX. Silver not as strong, but still not bad. Now, that's interesting. Okay, so the GDX is selling off a bit today, and we've got a bearish engulfing candle. So the question is there an A to B equals CD pattern for the daily time frame? And the answer is there most certainly is. We can see those out there. There's several of them. Let's just take the smallest one, the conservative one. There's your A to B point. I'm just simply going to move that over to the lowest low after that. So there's that one. We could go probably even higher out there as an example. I don't know whether this one will work or not, but we're going to go find out. You don't need more than one. Actually, it doesn't look like that one's going to work. But we know that the first one that we put in there, that smaller pattern, that smaller pattern is still in play out there. So you're getting a bearish reversal candle that's generating a sell the D point up. Now, I don't know what it's going to look like at day's end, but now that would make sense. If you get the GDX to generate a sell the D point up, if silver doesn't hold that TD9 count breakout, and even if it does, you can still got the weekly to rely on. Look at the GDX for its monthly time frame, TD9 count top completion. As Schultz used to say, right? Was it Schultz or was it Klink? Very interesting. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the Opening Call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening Call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. It was Al inside the production department reminding me that was Artie Johnson, right, from Rowan and Martin's, laughing out there. That was very interesting out there. So very interesting. We take a look at the metals complex. It's going to be interesting to see how that actually plays out. We've got the New York Stock Exchange, its advanced client oscillator on our screen. That's that lower left panel out there. It still is above zero. That provides buyers with an edge out there. Spot VIX index is trading lower, continue to move lower out there. And that is trading below the 50-day exponential moving average, so that is a bullish bias out there. The 50 days at 1732, we're trading down at 1367 as we speak. So that's what's going on. I'm going to go close those charts out. Can somebody tell me what is wrong with Alaskan king crab? So for Christmas Eve, we've been doing for years. We've been doing stone crabs out there, and not that we don't. But the last couple of years, we changed over to maybe 3-4 years ago, before COVID, a little bit longer than that. We started switching over to Alaskan king crab. You could buy. We were buying 10-pound boxes, big, huge legs from Costco. They would sell them in 10-pound boxes. And they were $19 a pound, maybe $20 a pound. We started calling around a few days ago to some of the different seafood shops because Costco had stopped carrying them maybe about a year ago, at least the ones down by where I'm at. And we started calling around. And I just fell off my chair. The first place we called, local place that we go to all the time, he wanted $110 a pound. I said, I'm going to call the cheaper seafood place. They wanted $120 a pound. I mean, can you believe it? I went from 20 to 120. Luckily, Costco, I called them yesterday just on a whim and said, any chance you guys have brought those things back in? They said, as a matter of fact, we did. And but they when the girl looked up the price, she said, I can't believe it. She says they're 5-pound boxes and it's going to cost you over $300. I said, that's a deal. That was $60 a pound out there. So major die-off of unknown origin. Wow. Well, certainly that's it. That's too, what a bummer. Because I don't know if you guys have, I mean, we used to have those things just in our freezer. If we didn't know what we wanted for dinner, you'd just grab one each and just cut it with a little knife on the shell, stick it in the oven for 5 minutes, melt some butter, and I mean, you were I was in heaven. In any event out there, enough of that. So thank you for letting me know what was going on. I couldn't figure out what possibly could have caused such ginormous inflation out there. Anyways, let's get to our first request out here. First one, we're going to relook at a couple of instruments for Lee out here, Highcraft Mining and the Metals Company, and he's looking to add to his positions out here. And in Highcraft Mining, what you're going to see is that today is going to become bar number 9 on the TD9 count scale. That says that you could get a top between today and tomorrow with price potentially. What price should do is pull back to the oscillator and change line. And that's down at 1786. Now, if that's going to happen, you're going to see at some point in time a lower low. I mean, it closed below a prior day low out there. So right now, all I would do is I would maybe tighten my stops out here. If you look at the weekly time frame, and I'd be a little loose on the tightening, maybe. Why? Because the weekly chart is going to negate its TD9 count top immediately, right after 1 week. The TD9s are like running the 100-yard dash. Picture you running the 100-yard dash using every ounce of energy that you've got when you get to that end out there. And that's why when you get, when you get that TD9 count, so that's expressed in this TD9 count system on our charts out there, thanks to Tom DeMark, who created that tool. He relies more on the sequential and the combo. I rely more on the TD9 count side. Those folks have been watching for years us use this, and it's amazing. And it's basically helpful because here, when you negate it immediately, it tells you, man, that's a strong runner out there, right? They got a lot of energy. Doesn't mean they can't poop out. And we look to those other time frame charts for any kind of signals out there. We're also in wave number 7 to the upside on the weekly time frame. The monthly's got a TD9 count that's going to complete at the end of the month. Now, I hate to say that should pull back to its oscillator and change line, which it should, but we're not going to go there, Lee. So I just be cautious and careful. Ideally, what you get, if you take a look at the daily time frame out here, ideally what this turns into is nothing more than a 2-day pullback out there, a 2 or 3 day pullback. I would start to say if we start getting, like I'm going to scrunch this bottom panel out there, and you can see this has not exceeded a 4-day consecutive retracement out there. And I'm talking about going back to all of 2025 out here. So I would say, you're looking to add to your position. I'd have to say a 2-day pullback would be something to look at. Of course, we've got this TD9 count pattern out here, so you're going to have to assess really, each day's candles, I would think, volume, things of that sort. So that's an HYMC, and you not in an adding position right now. Look, if the daily TD9, it's not an adding position. I don't see it as an adding position. That doesn't mean I'm right. I just don't see it on the charts. If we look at TMC for you, LB, we've got this here is trading out at now 737. Now this is in day number 2 to the downside on the daily time frame. The TD9 count pattern held. So price went up against the TD9 count that had formed out here on December the 8th. That was a swing point too, and that was 9.8 million shares. Yesterday, that swing point was tested and rejected with 7 million shares out there was the high, and the high was, let me see, 814 is the high. Yesterday's high, 814. That's right. It's always a tough. So you're looking to add to a position here. Now, if you look at the bottom portion of the screen, unfortunately, it's not as consistent with regard to just a 2 to 4 bar retracements out here. So we don't have a set of dance steps that's as consistent. But what you could do is price is pulling back. It's trading above its green oscillator and change line. So you already hold the position. That should hold as support. The concern here, Lee, is this, and that is when we're in a bear structure daily profile, when price is below the center of that profile, which it is right now, that's at 758, it increases the odds of a move to support, which would be 645. Yes, the oscillator and change line is support. So if you want to add to a position, I'll give you 3 levels on the daily time frame. Maybe just, split it into a third or what have you. The first one's right around 7:23 or right now. The second one's at 6:45-ish, and the third one is at 5:03-ish. Now, that's the daily time frame chart. Let's look at the weekly. Let's look at the monthly. The monthly is suggesting maybe we're going to head lower out there. Why is that? Because we are trading below the bottom of his profile at $1.06. So that's one thing just to be concerned with. Not a major concern. Price is also testing a swing point. So maybe that's the more important thing for us to look at, Lee. So the swing point is December of 2022. The volume there, 25 million shares. This month, we're going to do 19 million shares. And on a daily basis, this does 6, 8. I don't know how many trading days. Somebody have to do the math on that. I can't tell whether we're going to come in with lighter volume or not, but we might come in with lighter volume. TMC on the weekly time frame, it's struggling to clear the weekly profile. For example, the center of its profile. So here's an example of a bullish structured profile that didn't exactly work the way that Stevie says it should work out there. But the truth of the matter is we got above the center of that profile the week of December 5th, right back below it the next week. Got above that last week. Right now, I don't know if we're going to get below it. I would say if we close the week above 739 out there, odds favor we move towards 1069. We'll finish TMC, and I'd love more requests, but we're going to look at Nike as well. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Trader's Edge is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back. I went ahead and switched over to the intraday charts here for an individual equity so that we can help Lee out a little bit more. Dan wants to take a look at the same thing for Nike out here. And so we're taking a look at the 2-day retracement. And and the question is, is that a bottom? And so what we look is for the intraday charts out there for any kind of bottoming or topping signals, for example. So if you look at the 195-minute chart, there's 295-minute bars in a day in the cash market out there. TD9 count top. And the first bar of the day here, which closes at 1245, is testing the top of its daily profile at 731. And we're trading at 731. If we close below 731, Lee, then that's going to suggest that price should pull back to 689 or 703. So that's the 195-minute time frame chart. The 65-minute time frame chart has a TD9 count top, and price is also testing a level of support, the bottom of its profile, and that's at 731. Out there. So if price closed below 731 on a 65-minute bar, and that's going to be at 1140, so another 9 minutes from now, that's going to suggest lower price. Lower price would be about 679 out there. So we just switched over here. Watch those. Use that as guidelines. That should assist you with regard to TMC. And thanks so much for your request, and happy holidays to you and your family as well. Let's go take a look at the Nike chart. It's going to take a few moments here for this to populate because I've got the monthly, weekly, daily, and then those other intraday time periods out there. Now, if you question yourself and say, did he say 65 minutes? And the answer is I did, because the cash market is open for 390 minutes. So you want to divide that by 65 and you come up with an equal number out there. And we really want to have our bars be equal in time frame as much as we possibly can. Now, in the case of Nike, Dan, I believe you're switching now from short to long, or maybe you did that. If we take a look at the 195-minute time frame chart, this is one thing that I think you'd want to pay attention to, and that is that it went ahead and formed a TD9 count bottom pattern at the close yesterday, completed that pattern. And if price were to close below that low is 57.14. We're above it right now. If price were to close below 57.14 for that time frame, it would be suggesting lower price. Lower price to where? Well, the daily, we're trading below profile support. Let me just open this up here and see what's on the left-hand side. Well, yeah, nothing good. Okay, really nothing good. Let me just open up the weekly time frame chart. So the weekly time frame chart has us going into a swing point. We know that Nike's got a long-term monthly A to B equals CD to the downside pattern out here. So price is testing a swing point from back in April 11th. 197 million shares traded that week. We closed last week into that bar with 189 million, which was 197. So that's not too shabby out there. And we're trading in it right now at 47 million shares. So lighter volume, we would expect that, right, with the Christmas holiday and everything. It's only Tuesday, though. So it looks more like to me that Nike, Dan, the weekly chart is telling us wants to go test that swing low at least. That's at 52.28. So if that TD9 count on the 195-minute fails out there, just something to consider. The 130-minute time frame chart negated a TD9 count pattern already, so that's not exactly what you wanted to see if you were long. If we look at a 65-minute time frame chart, I've got a negated TD9 count bottom. Needs a bullish reversal candle to confirm a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom pattern out there. We do have that confirmation on the 30-minute time frame chart, but it has struggled to clear resistance. That is the top of its profile, Dan, and that is at 57.46. So you're looking for 57.46, the 10-minute chart, you're looking for that to clear 57.58 out there. So I hope that information helps you out. I think it's 195-minute TD9 count bottom. It's probably going to be the most important thing for you to be paying attention to. So thanks for your requests out there. Thanks for all your requests. Happy holidays to you and your family and everybody else that is listening as well. Whether you celebrated Hanukkah, which is over, hope you had a happy Hanukkah. And just a great time of the year out there. I sure hope that it's a great time of the year for everyone. So I don't have any other requests out here, but let's do this here. I know that Eddie and, there was one I missed yesterday. It was accidental. It was Tom G. I think he had wanted to take a look at NVIDIA, which I had forgotten to do. And my apology, Tom. I thought about it. Well, in my dream last night somehow, I was like, wait a minute, I forgot to do that, didn't I? Pretty sure that I did. In any NV, you got to type in the right. You have to type in the right ticker symbol in order to actually pull up NVIDIA, which is what I'm going to do right now. So we'll take a look and see what this thing here is doing. And, of course, anybody in the den, you're welcome to chime in if you'd like me to throw something up on our screen here. So with regard to NVIDIA just completed a 15-minute TD9 count top out there. Price should pull back to 186.50 or so. The 30-minute is in the process of confirming a TD9 count top. That'll be confirmed at 12 noon. That'll complete at 12:30. That suggests that price should pull back to 186 and change out there. The 130-minute time frame chart, which is going to close in 4 minutes, that bar is going to be a TD9 count top. Geez, this is starting to sound like it may pull back out here. The 195-minute chart says, I don't know what Stevie's talking about. The daily chart says, I don't know what Stevie's talking about. Well, we do know what Stevie's talking about. So watch those intraday patterns out here. You start with the 15-minute chart first, then go to the 30, and then obviously 130 out there. So that's what's going on inside of NVIDIA. Okay, good. Bob in Spokane, Marvell. Let's go ahead and just go ahead and use this set of charts here, even though it takes an extra moment or two just to populate, just for fun. And anybody looking for a short-term trade, well, we'll see if anything pops up in any of these instruments that we look at. Marvell, we're looking at Dell, also the SOX out here. So we take a look at Marvell. Monthly chart is just a sideways consolidation with inside of profile. Weekly chart is hovering on a oscillator and change line, not providing us with a clear signal. The daily time frame chart, TD9 count top, with price trading below profile support and its oscillator and change line. So what's still open out here for Marvell is a move back to its breakout level at $78. We would change our mind if price could clear and close above 87.78 out there. 195-minute chart, wave number 7 bottom, consolidation with inside its profile, a close above the top of its profile, which would be at the price point of 86.99 would be a bullish move out there. 130-minute time frame chart has doesn't have a bottom. 65-minute time frame chart, it has a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom out there, so no damage being done there. It's just the 15-minute time frame chart right now that's got that TD9 count top. Again, it's going to confirm here at 11:45 by 12 noon. It will complete. Marvell should pull back towards 86.09. If it does pull back, test rejects that level, it should continue to move to the upside out there. So that was Marvell. Let's go take a look at Dell here. This is for Bob in Spokane. Bob, what are Alaskan king crabs costing you in Spokane out there? A little bit closer than being probably the same. In any event, these charts here for Dell will populate right now. Monthly, it's a consolidation with inside its monthly profile. We're trading below the profile support on its weekly time frame and consolidating on the daily time frame. We'll finish looking at Dell when we get back from this break.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstad's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstad releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. Give me a moment. We'll get back to the proper charts out there. We'll finish taking a look at the instrument that we were looking at. That was Dell. So we take a look at the Dell out here. We just really quickly covered the daily, weekly, and monthly out there. On the daily time frame, you can see the price is running into its oscillator and change line. So it's a bullish structured daily profile. And the price can clear and close above that oscillator and change line. That's at 128.40 out there. You should make it up to 136.01. The 195-minute time frame chart. Can't tell. Let's go see if you got a potential buy the D point. Yeah, I should have a buy the D point bottom pattern on that. So that now we went. Yeah, perfect. Okay. Buy the D point bottom pattern. What you're looking for here on the 195-minute time frame chart, and this bar here closes at can't see it at 12:45. So another hour. If price is able to close above 127.26 and increase the odds of a move up towards 135. If we had to buy the D point on the 195 or the A to B equals CD pattern, we have the same thing on those others. So you got to buy the D point on the 130-minute time frame chart. 129.54 is resistance. Rhodes momentum indicator bottom on the 65-minute chart. Price is dealing with profile resistance right now at 127.70 out there. So that's what we've got when we take a look at Dell. So I hope that helped out whoever made that request. It was Bob in Spokane, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. Those are your 2026 stocks. Okay, cool. Let's go take a look at the stocks out here. That's for Duncan Steve. So we do have a few more requests. I'm going to flip back to the regular charts out there just to move things along. So we take a look at the semiconductor index, SOXX ETF out here. This is attempting to get back inside its profile, and it'll accomplish that task if it closes the day above 302.96. It would also then be above its green oscillator and change line. That suggests a move up towards the 309.63 level, the beginning of its sell zone, the top of the sell zone at 314.08. Weekly time frame chart has a Rhodes momentum indicator top with price finding support both at its oscillator and change line and at the top of its profile. So that's a neutral signal. The monthly's got a confirmed A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. Has not completed it exactly, but regardless, needs a bearish reversal candle to confirm a top. So that says it wants to get up to the 320-ish level. So on the daily time frame, I don't even have a topping pattern out here for it. So if it can close above 302.96, this ought to move a bit higher. 309.63, Duncan, would be its next price target area. Yvonne wants to go take a look at Costco, where I was just yesterday, picking up those Alaskan king crab legs. You're going to get tired of it, but we were sure glad to get them. When it comes to Costco, you have a daily T9 count bottom that formed half a dozen days ago, back on December the 16th. And what price been unable to do, and this is going to be easy for you, Yvonne, price been unable to close above its red oscillator and change line out there. Now, the TD9 count pattern is still in effect. And that swing point has volume of 3.8 million shares. Yesterday, you did 2.3. So far today, in a little over 2 hours of trading, 686. So that's about 1.8 million. So we got light volume out here. But if you want to go long this instrument and you're trading inside that swing point, what I'd like you to do is let this go at least test and reject that low at 844.06. If you test and reject that on lighter volume, okay, maybe then you'd have two bottoming signals out there. Still, though, that oscillator and change line is going to be your resistance point, currently printed at 859. On a weekly time frame, looks like it wants to trade lower. We are trading below its breakout level at 871.71. Now, we're not going to trade lower until the monthly time frame gives up the bottom of its profile. We're trading right now at 852.68. The bottom of the profile is 850.05. So 850.05 is a key area. What's that TD9 count bottom? That is at 844.06. So that's the real key number, 844.06 out there when you take a look at Costco. Yvonne, you also want to take a look at Ethereum. I believe it is still the December contract that is trading out there. So let's go see what Ethereum is doing. For its daily time frame, it's consolidating with inside its profile. Support at 28.48.10, resists up at 31.20.50. It's got to buy the D point bottom pattern on the daily time frame. Maybe just a sideways-ish type consolidation. But price should rally up towards 31.20. That's the daily call. Weekly call, no bottoming pattern, just a consolidation with inside its profile. Support at 28.10, resistance at 34.94. And on the monthly time frame, Ethereum is trading below profile support at 32.66 out there. So the monthly's got pressure to the downside. This is going to be 4 months, though, in a row to the downside. Let's open this up. I don't know how long the future contract could be traded. Not long enough, really, for us to go ahead and draw a conclusion. At least I don't think that it's long enough. But we do know that price is trading below profile support. We have not taken out last week's low. So you just really right now, Yvonne, I don't know what more I can really provide for you on this. I don't really think we have a clear signal of a bottom other than the daily time frame that has that buy the D point bottom pattern out there. Let's go on to our next request out here. This is coming in from Greg or Alex. I take that back. Alex wants to take a CRGY, has a very simple question. Let's see if we can answer it. Has it bottomed? All right. And the answer to that question on the daily time frame, let's ring the bell. The answer is absolutely. So CRGY tops with a TD9 count pattern, does it on bar number 9. Bottoms with a TD9 count bottom pattern, but does that on bar number 8. Today is going to be the completion of this pattern. What you'd really love to see this do is still close above the top of the bottom of the profile that formed yesterday, and that means a close above 820. What happens if we don't close above 820? Good question. The swing point that is trading into that had that TD9 count bottom is from December 19th. And that has volume of 10.6 million shares. Today, you're doing 1.5 million shares. You'd really love to see this thing close above that high, reject that high at 822 out there. If you don't, you still got a bottom. And you would jettison the position. Your price were to close below the low of the pattern, and that's at 803 out there. The weekly time frame chart, not so beautiful. Just a sideways consolidation. It's a sideways consolidation that's been going on for quite some time, really, quite frankly, ever since April the 11th out there. So to a certain extent, it's sort of like dead money, or really just trading between about $8 to $9.80 to $8 to $10 would basically be the trade. Monthly chart looks horrible because we're trading below profile support and it's red oscillator and change line. So we don't like the monthly. We don't really care much for the weekly, although we are trading into a TD9 count swing point that had volume of 31 million shares. Last week when we traded into it, 43 million shares. So that's saying that you should go test that low out there. And again, that low is down at the 683 mark. So, yeah, you do have a bottom and good eyes out there. But I think it's really important if we're going to analyze a stock chart that we understand what's going on, no matter what time frame it is that you're using. Even if it's a 30-minute time frame, you still want to take a look at what's going on up top. Maybe that's just a 60-minute chart, or what's going on below. Maybe that's the 15-minute time frame chart out there. But very helpful to have multiple time frames. That gives you a better picture of what's going on. So I hope that helped you out. Ron wants to take a look at Citi Group out here. So what we'll do is we're going to go to a break here. We come back this break, we'll finish out with Citigroup, ticker symbol C out there, and see what's going on there. Having a nice day, a nice week, and a nice month, that's for sure. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening Call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
welcome back, folks. Just looking for those charts for City. Give me a second here. That should be on this next tab. So this has been a rocket ship out here, Ron. And your question is it going to continue? So let's pull those charts up on our screen. Well, we don't have any topping patterns, if that is your question. This thing has been moving higher. It's if we take a look at the daily time frame, it's barely done a last time it did any multiple day retracements was November 17th out there. So very strong. I don't see anything getting in the way at this moment in time other than the mere fact that we're going to be up now for 5 consecutive days. So you could get a 1-day pullback, maybe get a 2-day pullback out here, but no topping pattern. That's the most important thing. No topping pattern on the weekly time frame and no topping pattern on the monthly time frame. So Citicorp, if I open this up, as I said, new all-time highs, it most certainly is. Now, there's no reason for this, technically speaking, from a pattern standpoint, no reason for this not to continue to move higher. So I hope that helps you out. Thanks for taking the time to write in. Happy holidays to you and your family. We've got Greg that wants to take a look at EWW. We'll get those screens up here. EWW on the daily time frame is bullish. It's trading above its green oscillator and change line and profile resistance. It's trading into a swing point that has volume of about 2 million shares. So far, we've done 508. So you're moving that swing point with lighter volume. Nonetheless, it still wants to rally. The weekly time frame chart is neutral. Last week confirmed a Rhodes momentum indicator top. Price remains above profile resistance and its green oscillator and change line. The monthly time frame chart will complete a TD9 count top at the end of this month, right at TD9 count breakdown resistance. Now this is saying EWW may be getting set up to pull back to its oscillator and change line. The current print on that is $63.86. And to finish it out for you, Ron, you wanted to take a look at UNG. UNG is completely the February contract for natural gas. It formed a TD9 count bottom pattern. UNG did. So did the February contract for natural gas. It should rally. So you do have a daily bottom out there. You still have a weekly bottom that is in place. And folks, happy holidays. Merry Christmas. I will see you on next week, Marvelous Monday, because in about an hour, it's going to be a lot of golf. So have a happy holidays. Great to be with you. Thanks for your help today. And I'll look forward to seeing you on Monday. Be safe out there. Take care.